Welcome back to GearWire.com. I'm Owen O'Malley. And this behemoth is the Genz-Benz NEOX-212T. It's part of the NEOX series of cabinets that came out a little less than a year ago from Genz-Benz, or maybe actually just about a year at this point. It's a kind of a unique cabinet configuration for a bass cabinet, as it's two 12-inch speakers. Pretty common speaker configuration for guitar. Not so common for bass. You usually find 15 inches, 10 inches, and usually not 12s. The 12s are kind of an interesting compromise between a cabinet loaded with 10s and a cabinet with a 15 or two 15s in it. It's smaller than 15s, but it has a sort of more extended bass range than 10-inch speakers are capable of providing. It kind of retains some of the articulation of the 10s. This cabinet in particular, this model, the 212T, has a tweeter that is attenuatable, so you even get more extended high end. The 12s, I think, have a little bit more of a scooped sound than the 10s, which you can hear here. But it's a pretty well-built cabinet. It's not too heavy. It does have casters on the back, little built-in wheels on the back, which is a nice addition. Let's just hear what the hang on. Let's just hear what the tweeter control does to the sound here. Right now, it's right about in the middle. I'm going to play and adjust it from the back of the amp here. So right now it's we've got the tweeters. The tweeter is basically off. So right now all you're hearing is the 12-inch drivers. Let's turn the tweeter up. So with the tweeter cranked, you get a lot more, basically, pick attack. If you're playing with a pick. And if you're playing with fingers, then you kind of get more fret noise. Yeah, it's a 4-ohm cabinet. It can handle up to 600 watts RMS. Being that it's 4 ohms, you can't really couple it with another cabinet because then you'll be sort of driving a 2-ohm load. So it's not really a cabinet that you can kind of couple with things. It's really sort of meant to stand on its own. One additional nice thing about having this sort of vertical speaker arrangement, and this is actually something that Phil Lesh and the Grateful Dead's front of house engineer, whose name I am completely forgetting right now, but they sort of discovered that when you stack bass speakers vertically as opposed to having them sort of horizontal, it actually helps with bass dispersion in larger venues. For whatever reason, the audience gets more of the bass when you have your speakers stacked vertically like this. That's why if you'll see some pictures of the Grateful Dead touring in the like the 70s and the early 80s, there's just these ridiculous, comical towers of bass speakers. But the reason they did that was because of the improved bass response you get from that vertical array. Well, anyway, this is the Genz-Benz NEOX-212T 4-ohm 600-watt RMS cabinet. Pretty unique cabinet layout for speaker configuration for a bass cabinet, and pretty good sounding. If you're looking for just a different sound, it's definitely worth checking out. You've been watching GearWire.com, and I'm Owen O'Malley. See you around.